Hello and welcome to Taylor Talks Comics. Today we will be reviewing the Fantastic Four Omnibus by Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo. Okay, so this is a modern run of Fantastic Four. If you stay on the channel long enough, you'll know that Fantastic Four is my favorite superhero team. And obviously you can see from my background here, this is all from the classic Jack Kirby Stan Lee run of the Fantastic Four. Mix up my background here. They're my favorite team. I hope to one day own every issue of Fantastic Four on my shelf in collected editions, and this is one step in that. So here's the front cover of the Omnibus here. You can see the little blurb here. For comic fans growing up in the 60s, you had Lee and Kirby. In the 80s, you had Byrne. For millennials, there was writer Mark Waid and artist Mike Wieringo. So this Omnibus, here's the spine of it. Got awesome picture of Thing down here. A classic banner up top of the Marvel Omnibus. And here's the back of the dust jacket with the team. So I am in a lot of Facebook groups for comic book fans. I get asked a lot where to start with Fantastic Four. And I think this is a great place. So here's the dust jacket. You get the flaps here with Torch, Spidey, and Thing over here, and then you get the loving couple, the first couple of Marvel Comics of Reed and Sue. And then back here on the back of the dust jacket, you can see a price point of $100. You can find it for just over $50 on in-stock trades. This book is still in print as of today. And then the issues includes. So it includes Fantastic Four 60 through 70, and then 500 through 524. They may be confusing. It may seem like it's skipping a lot of pages there, or issues, but it's not. In the middle of this run, they went back to the old numbering system. So by the time they got to issue 60, they realized, oh, we're approaching the 500th issue of Fantastic Four. Let's go back to that numbering system. So the 34 issues it includes in this book are all in succession. And on here you get the same cover without the text. On the front, the spine is exactly the same as the dust jacket. And on the back, again, you get the same artwork without the text. So, pretty cool there. And then let's flip through it and check this book out. You get some boring white end papers. I think for end papers on Omnibus or any sort of collected edition, you can't get any more boring than white. One of my minor flaws with the design of the book. Here's the title page, and here's the credits page crediting all of the team that's worked on this book and all the characters involved here. People that put the collected edition together. And a little introduction by Ralph Macchio, not to be confused with Karate Kid. This is the assistant editor of Marvel from years past. So, like I said, when people ask me, like, where's a good place to start with Fantastic Four, because their history does date back to 1961 with the first issue, that can be very daunting. But I feel like this is the best modern book to pick up. So if you're wanting a modern take, if you're not really into Silver Bronze Age comics, you think they could be too wordy, heavy in exposition, those kinds of things, but you do want to delve into Fantastic Four, I think there's no more perfect modern take than this one. I think Jonathan Hickman I've unfortunately not read that run yet, but I think it gets a lot of praise too. Sorry, there's a glare on the book. I'm trying to get it off there. Okay. Jonathan Hickman, I haven't read that Fantastic Four run yet, but it gets a lot of praise. Well, from what I can gather, in having read this run, this takes the Fantastic Four back to their roots, and that is of science explorers and adventurers. The Fantastic Four was never about being superheroes, and I think that conceit was largely missed on a lot of writers that have written the Fantastic Four. Because while I have not read Jonathan Hickman's run, I'm waiting for that to be reprinted in Omnibus one day. But I have read a lot of different runs. I've read like Paul Ryan's run, I've read all of John Byrne's run, which will come up on a later video, a lot of the Lee Kirby run, and then also the short runs by like Simonson and George Perez and those kinds of things. So I've read a lot of Fantastic Four. And what I love about them most is that they're not superheroes. They are, like I said, explorers, they're adventurers, and at the root of them is this great story of a family. And the dynamics between that family of having, like, you have Sue and Reed, who are, you know, in love and have this marriage, and then also they're mother and father to Franklin, to Valeria. And then you have the dynamics of Reed and Ben Grimm, the Thing, where he is, like, they're old college roommates and best friends. Then you have the dynamic of Sue and Johnny as brother and sister, as the older sister trying to rein in her immature brother, while also Johnny's trying to show her to lighten up a little bit and have fun. You have the relationship between Johnny and Ben Grimm, who are the newfound best friends because Reed's kind of moved on and has his marriage, so he's not, you know, on the same lifetime timeline, I guess, as Ben Grimm, because Ben Grimm isn't married and doesn't have kids at this point of the story. So Johnny and him are kind of on the same wavelength there, and they're friends, and you see that relationship develop here. And then you get this one really touches on this, and you don't get to see this dynamic so much in previous runs, but of Ben Grimm and Sue. And they touched on that too. So Mark Waid does a great job of playing with all those dynamics in different stories throughout this run. And the beginning of this run starts off with the Fantastic Four going broke through some bad investments and whatnot. So it is Reed's job to try to market them in a certain way to gain that money back, or through his experiments and stuff like that and technology, try to earn money back for them too. Because they are at the forefront of the public eye. The public does know who the Fantastic Four are and their identities. They are not secret. Again, another thing that separates them from your average superhero. So they have to play with that dynamic as well, as being these public celebrities in the midst of trying to explore science, in the midst of going on these adventures to save the planet and just have a family. So this whole run was done by Mike Wieringo as far as the artwork goes, and written by Mark Waid. And Mike Wieringo, I'm having trouble saying his last name, who's sadly no longer with us, does a great job with the art. He has like this realistic / kind of cartoony artwork to him, which I'm a fan of. I do enjoy. And he does a great job with, like, because the idea of Fantastic Four, you can play with a lot of different genres of comics too. You can do horror comics, you can do comedy comics, you can do slice of life comics. You can do a little superhero stuff. You can do sci-fi adventures. And I think that both Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo do a great job of displaying that throughout this omnibus. It's really a kind of a catch-all of all those genres. That's what makes it so much fun. And it's also a breeze to get through. This whole omnibus I read in like just a couple sittings because it's so fast. And that's one of the things I like about this omnibus as well, is that having it on my shelf, I can always pull it down and read through it rather quickly and enjoy it. So of course you're going to have an arc with Dr. Doom as well. One of the greatest issues though here is where, I don't know if I can find it. Just look at that image right there. Like, so horrifying, yet maintaining that cartoony, fun feel to it that Wieringo was great for. So, the one thing too about this book is, or this run, was that it was split into miniseries too. It's like, you know, they said part 3. You get the cover image, and then it tells you like part 1 of 6 of authoritative action. So that kind of helps the reading experience too, because you can kind of like, okay, I'm on part 1, you know, let me read part 1 through 6 in a sitting, and then I put it down, kind of thing. Because this is very much a modern comic where you don't get a singular story within one issue that you would back in the Silver and Bronze Age, that you have to read multiple issues in order to get it. That's why I think collected editions are so popular, yet so imperative to the modern comic book reader. I'm trying to find the famous issue here. I guess I don't really want to spoil it too much, but yeah, it's this issue right here. So within this issue, you get a little bit of a, hereafter this title run, you get a little bit of religious aspects to it, and the Fantastic Four end up meeting God, if you will, God within the modern Marvel Comics, or not modern, just the Marvel Comics run. And it's an incredible story. I just flipped through it kind of fast there. You might have picked up on the conclusion of that, but I highly recommend that. That might have made this whole run as amazing as it could have been just for that 3-issue arc in itself. But like I said, just a fun modern take on the Fantastic Four. Really, it's kind of a love letter. I think Mark Waid, who's a well-known historian of comics, both DC and Marvel, did his best to write a love letter to Lee and Kirby's Fantastic Four throughout this run, and I think he nailed it, knocked it out of the park. And the artwork's just incredible, as you can see. You get a nice oversight artwork within this run, and you get the whole entire run within this one omnibus, which is great. One of the reasons why I love the omnibus format. So here's the back matter. I'll flip through this. This run was released in oversized hardcovers also, which you might be able to find. I believe there's 3 volumes. And so here they collect the introductions that he wrote for each volume, Mark Waid. That's kind of cool. And you get some more cover art, or concept art. Yeah, these were the interlocking covers for Fantastic Four 51 through 54. That's these 4 covers. And they show you, okay, this is cool. So here's all the 4 individual covers. But you can see like Mr. Fantastic stretching through there. And then they show you how it connects over here on this image. So they all connect kind of in a vertical pattern, which is pretty cool. Here's a Wizard magazine cover, which also kind of dates this run in itself as having Wizard magazine cover art talking about this run. Here's great images of Galactus and Silver Surfer. And then here's some sketches for covers that Mark Wieringo was kind of toying with before he would do his final artwork. It's always fun to see concept art from the artists. And then here's a script for, I believe, the, what does it say? Issue 69. Yeah, so the famous issue I was talking about. Here's a script, but also it has director commentary, if you will, from Mark Waid, which is fun. So he's like going over the script and just going through like the process of writing it. And then he's still here with some of the panels and how they changed. So it's fun to see him break this down. Oh, here's Mike chimes in even, Mike Wieringo. And here's some designs that Mike was toying with and some more process work, outtakes, if you will. Here's some Fred Himbeck, classic Fred Himbeck, who would always satirize the Marvel Universe in his classic ways. You get a little strip from him. Here's a printography, I believe. Is this all 500? That can't be. Yeah, here's all the issues of Fantastic Four and the covers, which is kind of cool. Oh, here. Okay, so that is all 500, because it keeps going on. As I say, there can't be 500 in that one page. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty remarkable seeing that, like, all 500 issues of Fantastic Four. Right there. Yeah, there's the Mark Waid run right there. And you can see John Byrne's run bleeding in right there. I recognize those covers. Like I said, I have those omnibuses, and I'll cover those in a future episode. There's a great John Byrne cover, yeah. And then, let's see here. There's some email exchanges between Mark and Tom and company, talking about the build-up to it. Some more commentary. So you get a lot of backmatter on this omnibus of, like, process stuff, if that's what you're into, the kind of thing of, like, scripts and sketches and writer commentaries and kind of thing. Get a lot of that here. So like I said, Fantastic Four Omnibus by Mark Waid, I keep getting the names mixed up, Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo is here. So let me know in the comments if you've read this run, if you have any questions about Fantastic Four. Like I said, I love Fantastic Four. I'm trying to become an expert, if you will, by reading all the runs. I've read quite a few of them. So let me know if you've picked this up, if you have, or if you're going to pick this up. What your favorite Fantastic Four run is. I'd love to hear that too. Any sort of comments of that sort. And yeah, so give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thank you guys. Have a great day.